Hello everybody, today I will be playing a modded version of Terraria. I'll be playing the 1.3.5.3 version of Terraria, so don't expect any 1.4 items, of course. I'll have a list of the mods I'm using in the description, but pretty much it's going to be a almost vanilla experience. There isn't new content, but there's some things that will just help out during the playthrough. I already have a character and a world made. See? We got the world. So world just loads up. So pretty much, if you don't know what Terraria is, it's, think of it as 2D Minecraft, but don't think exactly Minecraft. All Minecraft's more focused on survival. And, having to eat food and stuff, more survival. This is more of a focus and exploration. Alright, let my frames go back up. There we go. Yeah, every time you, start a new world, you'll always spawn at 0, on the map. I don't have there's no coordinates or anything until I get certain items, so can't really prove it. But, yeah, so what you want to do when you first get into the game is get some wood and get a wooden sword, as the sword they give you, which is a copper short sword, it'll sometimes have a prefix, which mine has nimble, which is 8% more speed. Which, isn't that bad. It ain't gonna do much. Lots of enemies don't move in really easy patterns. So this short sword is, well, pretty bad. So what you want to do is immediately get a workbench, which will allow you to build way more. All you gotta do to use the workbench is stand by it. And what you're gonna want to do is get a wooden sword, which does, most often than not, it's gonna do 2 more damage than the default copper short sword. This is keen, so this is a 3% more critical chance. And what you're going to want to do is, some people will scrap this. Well, not scrap, but will just trash it. I'm going to save it because I can end up selling it to a NPC that I can get later on. So anyways, now that we got that, we can get more wood. And after we get a certain amount of wood, well, not really a certain amount, enough wood, you could either build full armor, which, isn't that bad. The only enemies that you're gonna fight are, well, that one over there by the, dude over there, which is a slime, but since, Halloween, they have masks and things like that. Anyways, speaking of this guy is the guide, which, if you're not using a wiki, because most often not most people are going to be using a wiki. He is pretty much your in-game wiki. He'll tell you like some basics and crap like that, but he's really handy if you haven't ever played the game before. But it ain't like he's gonna outright tell you things. It's with some of the more complex things that happen on later in the game, he ain't gonna exactly tell you what's gonna happen. He'll just give you hints. Because there's lots of crap that can happen in this game. I'll show you here in a little bit. So I got this little book on here, which is one of the mods. This is the boss checklist. And so it says 0 to 7, which is the bosses, and then 0 to 9, which are the bosses. This only counts the bosses, the main bosses. Lots of this, like for example, the Blood Moon and Goblin Army are events. Some events ain't listed on here. For example, there's meteorites, which can drop every now and then, and if you do certain things. But yeah, so there's lots of crap that can happen in this game. I prefer to play Terraria more than Minecraft, even though Minecraft is the original since it came out in 2009, and this came out in 2011. But me personally, if you're not using mods for Minecraft, if you need to beat Minecraft once, you don't really go through the game again. Even though there's new content, there ain't really that much. Yeah, some updates are, game-changing, like, for example, the combat update, now that you can't, spam click to kill everything. Anyways, what I'm standing on here, this is, 10 ore, which isn't really that good, but, if you ever get enough of it, you could make a slightly better armor than, wood, but I would just save it, and honestly do nothing with it, because there ain't much you can do with it. You can make, if I had a furnace, which I am gonna have to get soon. If you had a furnace, you would be able to make bars out of it, which the bars then can be turned into furniture, which honestly, I'm not much of a builder myself. At least in Terraria anyways. Minecraft, I'm more keen to building, but in Terraria, I'm not much of a builder. More of a kill crap person. So anyways, yeah, over here, on the right side of the screen, is your equipment, pretty much. So, you get free slots for your armor. You got a helmet, a chest plate, and, pants. And then you got 5 accessory slots, which accessories are pretty much game-changing if you get the right ones. They pretty much mean life or death in most situations. Then if you click this little thing here, this little chain, this is equipment. And so you can hold one pet, which pets don't do anything, they just fly around, there's pets. A light pet, which is just a pet that makes light. A minecart, which every person has a minecart, but it's like the default minecart, and I don't think there's many minecarts. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, there's only one, which is the mechanical minecart, which you get way later on in the game. A mount, mounts are pretty cool. I don't think there's that many, though. I think there's like 5 or 6 in 1.3, compared to 1.4, which I think has around 10 or maybe even 12. I don't know for sure. And grappling hooks, which grappling hooks are really handy for speed boosts, as what you can do with them is you can aim at the ground and jump, and what it'll do is, since it'll pull you, if you let go of the grappling hook, it'll give you a huge speed boost. Of course, it ain't gonna last long, but, it's there. Then you got this here. This is your social stuff, your vanity items, as they would call it. And all this does is just changes your luck. For example, this isn't a good example. Here, I'll do this. So as you can see, I don't have a hat or a chest plate on. But I can put this in vanity, and then this in armor. And as you can see here, I only have, I have 1 defense, as the pants don't give you any defense. So, since this is equipped in the social slot, as you can see there, it says no stats will be gained, which this is only for luck. So if you find some cool items or something like that, you can put those in there, and bam, then you got a different look. And now I have free, because the chest plate and the armor, the helmet, both give me 1 defense. And now that I have a set of wooden armor, I now get a bonus, which is another point of defense. This here is the dye section, which obviously you can change the colors of all your items, including your pets and all that. And there's a camera mode, which I don't really use, so it's just a camera. Let's take screenshots in game. But last we got housing, which, now as you can see, I can see all these NPCs. If you're playing vanilla Terraria, you will not be able to see all these. The only reason this is because I have a mod called Census, which lets you see all the NPCs and then what their requirements are. For example, the merchant, one of the NPCs I'm gonna need, which I can sell that copper short sword from earlier to get like 50 copper, which just means it's garbage, but something. But yeah, to get the merchant, I need 50 silver, which every 100 copper gives you a silver coin. So after you do a little bit of chopping down wood and crap like that, you can start exploring your world. For example, I got, I think this is lead, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think this is lead. Yeah, lead. Lead and tin, I'm pretty sure, are in the same tier of, like, ore. But I think you can get a rare chance of having your world spawn with both types of ore for that tier. Because normally, in tiers, you either get one or the other. You would either get tin or lead. And I don't know if this is correct or not, because lead actually might be a higher tier, but I don't think it is. But if it is in the same tier, that's pretty rare to actually get same tier, have both of the tiers. Away from just rambling on, other than that, there ain't much to do for the first day, which is what this video is gonna be. It's gonna be the first day. I don't have much space on my PC. It's a pretty crappy PC, as I said in my welcome video. And I think I only have like 4 gigs of space, which might seem like, not much, actually, it really isn't. But I'm using Bandicam. I got Bandicam to stop echoing, which is good, so I can actually talk. Yeah, Bandicam's working, but it really strains my memory. Like I was just testing on my mic, see if I could get the echoing to stop, and I was doing like these short, 5-second clips of just me talking, no gameplay, and each one was almost a MB of space, which that isn't much, but since all there was just me talking, it was a blank screen. That's kind of a lot for only 5 seconds of just me talking. For example, now I got gameplay on, and an average day in Terraria, I believe, is like 15 to 20 minutes day and night. I don't know if that's even true. I really haven't checked any of this. I just, going off assumption. But I'm pretty sure it's like 15-minute or so days. Okay, I'm gonna break this so I can get out of here. I'm gonna have to go under because the tree is not letting me break that block. Sucks. Or if I can get out of here before I drown. Yeah, so the bubbles are how much breath you got. Alright. So you seen earlier I broke some pots. Pots are all over the place. And they give you some pretty decent items. Like, for example, this health potion, which 50 life, which at the beginning of the game, like, really early on, that's half your health. I can get more health later on from these hearts on the ground. But first day, at least for me, I know some people will go underground and start mining first day. I normally don't do that. I normally will get a house set up for the guide so that he has a house to live in. Even though it isn't required, all the other NPCs are going to require a house to live in. And if you're trying to build a house for a certain NPC, the guide is going to move in immediately. Of course, actually, I don't know for sure about this neither. I think you can kick the guide out, but I think you do need another room to assign him to. So you can't, kick him out of a house and then have him not live anywhere. I think as soon as he gets a house, he always has a house. Meaning you're just going to end up having to build another house. This is a bunny, not a slime. I've hit a couple of these before. Alright, so I'm going to get some more wood here so that I can make sure I have enough wood for this house, as I think on average a house takes around 100 wood. I think you can make it the limit. I think it's 80 if you do the limit, which is, I think it's a 6x8 house. But you also gotta make the door. You gotta have a workbench inside or a table. I always use workbenches because they're crafting stations. I can always use them again. Chair and door. So chair, door, wall, background wall. Like how this dirt here is like a background wall. You need to do that to every house. And you need torches, which, torches are made with a piece of wood and slime, or gel, which is what the slime's from. And I got some blocks, which is garbage. Snow blocks can turn into snowballs, which, is a ammo. Or it's both. It's a throwing weapon. And it's also an ammo type, as there's a weapon called a snow cannon, which you can get later on. This game, like I said, this game's more combat focused than Minecraft, unless Minecraft you're getting certain mods where it's way more combat focused. But like vanilla Terraria, really your only goal is to kill pretty much all the bosses. You don't have to kill every single one, but it definitely helps. As the last boss, you got to kill the Moon Lord, which is the final boss for PC Terraria, and currently every version of Terraria, except the legacy consoles, which would be the 360 and the PS3, do not have the Moon Lord as the final boss. They have Ultram. I probably butchered that. I never beaten the game on the legacy consoles. I played this on the 360. That's how I found out about the game, but I never got far in it. I didn't even get to hard mode, which is a event, I guess you could say, that will happen later on in the game. Pretty much new enemies, a new biome will spawn, which definitely makes the game harder, but you get way better weapons and lots of new ore, and just way more content gets unlocked by then. So I'm going to build a hammer, which will allow me to break the background walls I was talking about, these. I'm not gonna